Karen, this is a 15-year-old girl who was interviewed by Carolina Overlain. Carolina Overlain is a really interesting, gifted Swedish researcher. She's been talking with kids in women's transition houses and shelters about how they responded to the violence by their fathers in their homes. And so Karen's 15, she's talking about when she's younger. Can I ask, in those situations when you were scared and felt like something was wrong, did you feel like you could do something then? And she says, no, that was the thing. I was so little and had so many feelings. Sometimes I could say to Daddy, please, Dad, be quiet. Don't be bothered by what Mommy says. I played along with him for a while and played along with him and thought this will help and pretended that Mummy was the one who was sick. So I said that if you could only be quiet, don't be bothered by what she's saying. You know she's wrong, so be quiet and go outside and be angry. How complicated is that for a little girl to overtly pretend to side with Dad in order to covertly protect Mom? Children are no less likely to resist violence than are adults. Children resist violence in many, many different kinds of ways. The whole notion that children's responses can be reduced to fight, flight, freeze would be laughable were it not so tragic. Even children's responses to interpersonal violence are vastly more complex than the trauma frameworks are leading us to believe.
Is there a difference though between dignity and survival? Because sometimes it's both.
Is there a difference between dignity and survival? Because sometimes it's both. Yeah, I wouldn't know really. I mean, I would say, yeah, sure, could be. For some people it would be the same thing. And for some people it would be, like when a person is surviving, what is surviving? When people are surviving, they're doing more to survive physically, right? More than to survive physically. They're trying to survive as a person. It can be both. Yeah.
And it can be to survive psychologically, emotionally.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can be all those things.
Clients often talk to me, I do what I need to do to survive.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then if you ask, how do you do that? Often you'll find that they do things to survive, but they also do things that are risky often, right? And they also do things occasionally to challenge a person who's harmed them because they will reassert their dignity as well, right? So normally people are doing many, many different kinds of things, right? But it's just something to be curious about.